Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's Claire Hills here from Riviera Travel. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm also joined by my lovely colleague, Beverly Philpotts, and we are both key account managers for Riviera. So we are going to go around Europe. Well, so all eyes on Europe. So when you book with Riviera Travel, what would your clients expect? Well, of course, they're going to get a fantastic price, but with our tours, there's so much included. So, first of all, of course, we're going to include their flights, or we do have some rail options as well. So, we're going to get them to their destination. On some cases, we might actually have a tour manager traveling with them. If not, they will be there at the airport or the train station to greet them. So, our tour managers really are the key to Riviera Travel. They're very experienced, they've worked with us for years. And not only do we have our own key account our tour managers, but we also use local guides when we're going around the local destinations. Or we do include very insightful excursions. Now, at Riviera Travel, it's all about that blend. So it's about that important mix of making sure you've got free time, seeing all those kind of key destinations, all the highlights, but also getting off the beaten track as well and really getting under the skin of the destination. So we use very modern coaches to get around. And in terms of meals, with the with the escorted tours, we certainly include breakfast. Sometimes a lunch, sometimes a dinner. So it really does depend on the tour. And yeah, if we're going to include the lunch and the dinner, it's usually somewhere really authentic and really kind of in keeping with that destination. We include the taxis and they get their luggage included as well, usually 20k of luggage and free Wi-Fi in the hotels as well. So I'm just going to show you a very quick video and then we will talk about the rest of Europe.
From the scenic serenity of the Italian lakes to the architectural marvels of southern Spain, choose from over 50 European tours.
Okay, so just trying to move on to the next slide here.
Oh yeah,
Oh, there we go. There we go. Right. Okay. So with our solo tours, then, so all the same inclusions are included as the classic tours. Now, with the solos, for some of these clients, it may be their first time traveling. So we want to put them at ease. So we do have tour managers that actually meet them here in the UK and travel with them. And we do have extra guides on hand as well. When they arrive in their destination, we just make them feel very welcome. We have a welcome drink, welcome dinner, included. They get their porridge included as well, and we just make them feel really comfortable. They have double rooms, of course. So yeah, the solo tours, they're not paying that full single supplement, and of course they're going to be traveling with very like-minded travelers. Okay, so why book a European tour? So there is a comment there from Mattia, who is our product manager. But really, just in brief, so what he's saying and what we here at Riviera, why do an escorted tour? It just don't worry about the arrangements. Everything's taken care for your clients. You know, our tour managers and our team here in Burton, in the background, we're there to kind of take the stress away and make sure that all the arrangements are taken care of. The other thing when you're doing an escorted tour is that you're going to get things included that you wouldn't be able to do if you just turn up on your own. Some of the places that we get you into, and jump in the queues as well, not having to wait around. And also you're just really going to get the very best out of that destination. So yeah, there really is a tour for everyone as well, whether you're a real foodie, a culture vulture. We've also got our walk and discovery tours, so there's something for everyone, and as I say, all of those details are taken care of. So, where are the places that we go? So, Italy is our number one selling destination. So much so, we actually have 21 tours in Italy now, with 6 of our brand new grand tours, which we'll come on to. With Spain as well, we've got the very popular classical Spain, which Bev is going to talk you through. And we've got 3 other tours there. France, we've got 6 options. We've got Portugal, we do the mainland, also in Madeira. Lots in Switzerland to see the Alps and the stunning scenery. Austria, Croatia, and the Dalmatian coast, Montenegro. We've got our classical Greece. We've got Turkey, Belgium, Malta, Slovenia, Norway. So it's Sweden, Finland. So we really have got Europe covered. Now, in terms of regional flights, we travel from 17 regional flights across the UK. And the beauty of this is there are no flight supplements. So, it doesn't matter whether you're going from Dublin, Glasgow, Edinburgh, East Midlands, down in Gatwick, it's going to be the same price. And don't forget, we have our travel concierge as well. So if we're not offering the flight of your choice on that particular itinerary, then just let us know and we can have a look and we can see that for you. So I'm just going to show you another very quick video and then I'm going to hand you over to the lovely Beverly.
Okay, I'm just doing my next slide. I've always wanted to say that. Thank you very much, Claire. So I'm going to be running through now our lovely signature program. So if you look at the signature program, I would say it is a fantastic option for people that are perhaps new to touring, or perhaps they're looking at touring and they're not quite sure whether they want to take that plunge to do a tour. So really, the signature tours have been put there because they are smaller group tours. So this is really important. Our average tour size are up to 47, soon to be 43 on a classical tour, but our signature tours are actually 25 maximum. So as I say, if you've got customers that are sort of sitting on the fence a little bit, thinking they might want to do a signature tour or they might want to do a tour but they're not 100% sure, I would say definitely go for it and offer them a signature tour. And although it's 25 maximum, the average on these are actually 22. So as well as that, and the great news is they start at just £200 extra on top of the classical tour price. But you also get, as well as a small group size, you also get on those lots of added extras, which we'll come on to in a moment. And as is with the presentation today, 2 is better than 1. On most of our signature tours, you also get an extra local guide. So again, these are all the extra points that you can say, offering great value for money for you as well on there. We also do some extra experiences, which I'll come on to a little bit more when I'm looking at the signature tour Classical Spain as well. And we also have the same hotels on the Classical tour offering too. So you know you're going to get a great 4-star offering as well on there. So do have a look at signature tours if you've got customers that are new to the brand, new to touring as a whole concept, or if they've already experienced a classical tour and they're looking for something a little bit smaller and more unique. So, examples of some of our signature experiences. If you look at either the brochure or on the website, they're highlighted in a slightly different colour. So, the classical tours are our Riviera Blue. Claire and myself are demonstrating the T-shirts here at the moment. But if you look then, thank you, Claire. If you look in the brochure and on the website, we've got this sort of pink magenta colour then for the signature tour examples. So, that will highlight it both on the website and also in the brochure for you. But what are you going to get for those added extra experiences as well as the small group size? So if you look at our Pulian Lek, excuse me for my pronunciation, obviously I'm not Italian, and Viest. If you look at that one, you're going to go to a Pulian farmhouse and have a delicious lunch in one of those fantastic farmhouses. So for me alone, I think that is worth paying that extra money for that, if you take out all the other extras that we're offering as well. And as well as that, if you go through Lek with the local guides, you're going to be stopping for coffee and have that Italian coffee experience in a beautiful little cafe there as well. I've only had 1 cup this morning, honestly, not my normal 3, so I thought I'd rein it in today. Then if you look at somewhere like the Venice tour that we're offering at Lake Garda, Venice and Verona, now, this is my absolute favourite personally. You're going to go on a traditional gondola ride, and of course, you can have a cornetto and sing to yourself one more cornetto if you fancy. I've actually added that in myself, but when you're on a gondola, you can do whatever you like, can't you, really, more or less? So that is a lovely added experience as well that you're going to be doing on there. And then if you look at classical Spain, you're going to have an aperitif on a rooftop bar in Seville. And what a fantastic experience that is going to be as well. Whoops. There we go. Again, other ones that we're looking at, if you look at Lake Como, on that one, we are also doing there as well a trip on the Barina Express where you get a first class upgrade on that one as well. So there are so many different offerings in there. When you look through the brochure and on the website, you'll see the whole of the added experiences on there as well. So this is a great one, I think, no-fly European tours. What we have found since the P word, since the pandemic, which I'll just very, skirt over, we're finding more and more of our customers are wanting to do a no-fly option. So Riviera always like to listen to our customers' feedback, and we do always react to that. So we've now got lots of fly options for European tours and some on the river cruise when you look at the sessions for those as well. So they offer a great added extra. You can also add on regional rail as well from whichever area your customers are traveling from. So on there, if you just run through the list there, you've got Austrian Tyrol and Innsbruck, lakes and mountains of Austria. Then you've got some Italian ones in there as well. We don't want to leave any of the destinations out. Switzerland as well, and again, of course, Spain with the rail options in there as well. So we really do offer some great no-fly options. Put those in front of your customers because they may not be thinking about that. And as both Claire and myself always say, sometimes we speak to agents and they may be saying, we've both been agents ourselves, we don't have the market for touring. But what we would always stress is please, do a post every week for touring. And then I would also say you could mix it up a little bit and put a rail only tour in there. You could do a signature tour, and really you could do a touring post on a regular basis, at least once a week. And then it gets you into your customers' mind as well, that's a great option for them. So another new thing that we've just started to do, because as I say, we do like to look back at feedback as well, and we can now do some personalize your own tours as well. So again, as well as the bulk standard that are in the brochure and the website, we've now done this personalize your holiday experiences where guests can pay an additional cost. So again, this is from feedback. And if you look for the European tours, they can go and do a flamenco show in Seville. They can add that on to the classical Spain tour, and it's fantastic value. It's actually around about £22 per person. So again, I definitely, hands up who'd be doing that one. I definitely would. It just adds, great experience to the tour as well. But as well as that, some of the hotels on some options you can upgrade, and you can also do some tours that offer different dining options as well to customers. Because with our tours, as Claire said, we want customers to obviously experience some of the tours within the group, but also to have that lovely balance to go out and experience them themselves as well. A
Thank
lot.
you,
Over.
Bev. Okay, so I briefly mentioned this earlier, but what's new for 2025? So, as always at Riviera, as Bev said, we're always listening to customer feedback. And one of the pieces of feedback that we had is that, look, we absolutely love your tours, but we want to stay longer. They had such an amazing time that they just want to stay longer. So, that's exactly what we have done and we've created. So, we have got we've got 12 new grand tours for Europe alone. We've got some for long haul as well. And these are taking some of our top selling tours and just adding some extra in, and also a slower pace, adding more of those experiences in as well. So, for example, we've got the Grand Tour of Lake Como and Milan. So this is our Lake Como and Bernini Express tour, but we've added in Milan. We've got the popular Pompeii tour, which I'm going to come on to in a minute, but we've added in Rome. Sicily, we've got the Grand Tour of Sicily. So instead of just 8 days, they've now got 11 days there, and so on and so on. So have a look at those if your clients are looking for those longer, more immersive tours. So just to show you what some of our top selling tours are. So with our classic tours, we've got classical Spain, we've got Sicily, Puglia, Lecce. I know you said, I don't know how you pronounced it, Bev, but I'm gonna go with Lecce and Fieste. Lake Garda, Venice and Verona, and Pompeii and the Capri and Naples. So I'm going to talk you through a couple of these. Then you've got classical Spain is very popular with our classic as well, with our solos, Lake Maggiore, classical Sicily, and then we've got our walk and discovery tours as well. And these are for our slightly more adventurous clients. They want to get out and about. The walks are not too strenuous, but certainly that option is there for them. So, looking at a couple of options then. So, Lake Garda, Venice, and Verona. So, this tour is an absolute perfect blend of alpine scenery, the Dolomites, the tranquil lakes, medieval Verona, and of course, Venice. So, when we arrive, they have a day to relax. We'll give them a guided tour of Lake Garda. They get to know the lay of the land. And then on day 3, we'll go out and see the Dolomites, but not only just drive out there, but we'll take a cable car so they get a really nice panoramic view of those stunning mountain ranges. Now, as I said, it's really important that we do have some free time. So when they're staying at Lake Garda, they can wander around the beautiful squares. I go and enjoy one of the lovely cafes around there. And then the following day, we will go out to Venice. So we'll drive out to Venice, and this is a full-on day. They're going to go to Venice, see all of those sites, and then return to Lake Garda. So the next day, we give them a bit of a lay-in, a well-deserved lay-in, and then that afternoon, nothing too strenuous, just go out to a lovely vineyard and do some wine tasting. And then on to Verona for some culture. Where we saw Romeo and Juliet. A great tour there. So going on to Pompeii and the Bay of Naples. So this is our top selling tour. Okay, so if someone's looking for a tour of Europe, this is the top seller. So with this one, I'd say where we differ to some other operators, it's very much about where we have our hotels, and we stay in the centre of Sorrento. It's really important that we have well placed hotels and good hotels, and we do handpick our hotels. So we have a walking tour of Sorrento before going out to Pompeii, which of course is where you had the ash of Mount Fusius and all the sort of the ruins that are very well preserved there. Then over to Capri. After a free day, we then go to Capri. Stunning little towns. You get a lot of the rich and famous there. Lucky if you might bump into one of them having their espresso. And if you're on a signature tour, you actually get to have a private boat around the Isle of Capri, so you get to see it from a different viewpoint. We have got some other signature experiences there as well. So such as, again, going to a farmhouse and going to a winery. So if you want to know more about that, then join us at 4 o'clock to talk about signature. So I'm going to hand over to Bev, and then we're just going to talk about a couple of more tours before we go to the questions.
Okay, so I'm going to be very quick on this because I know we've been so enthusiastic, we've probably gone over on our time. So this one is classical Spain, Seville and Cordoba and Granada. I would say 100% this is a fantastic seller to put in your windows, put on your social media. It is fantastic. The price point on this starts at just under £900. It does go up to over 1,000, but look, you get so much on this tour, both the classical and also the signature. So Seville, one of my favourite cities, that is where if you do the signature, you're going to get the aperitif on the rooftop terrace. And as I said to you, we do like you to have a nice balance and some free time. We don't want you to come back from our Riviera tours and be exhausted. So, you do get free time in Seville on that one, but you also stay in Mijas. With us, it's all about the location of the hotel, in the words of Kirsty and Phil, location, location, location. And on this one, you're staying in some fantastic 4-star hotels, 3 in total, including Mijas and Seville on there. So for more details, I know I've skirted over that one fairly quickly just because of the time. Please look on the website and in the brochure and put that out because it is a fantastic bestseller for us. And just to reiterate on that one, we haven't got time to go over that too much really, but that will show you the huge savings that you get on booking a tour. So you can see prices were correct at the time of going to press, but that was before Christmas. But if you package that up yourselves or your customers did, you're saving over £127 per person on that one as well. So touring does offer exceptional value for money. So how do we compare to our competitors? I'll just say this very, very quickly. As I've already said, location is key for us. Better locations for many of our hotels for the itinerary, more flexible with choice and so many different dates. And again, regional airports, as Claire has already said, are already included. And again, much more content and excursions, so much better value for money. So that is a wrap from that point of view. And again, don't forget our extra signature and also our personal experiences as well that you can add on. Thank you so, so much for listening. I'm going to pass on now to the team and we will answer any questions that you have. But we are appreciative of you coming in, spending your time today and listening to improve your knowledge.
Thank you. I know Maddie's going to come on. I can see we have got a couple of questions in the chat as well.
Hello,
Hi,
I'm here. Hi, Claire. Hi, Bev. How are you?
Hello, hi.
Good, thank you.
Great. Yes, we've got loads of questions coming, which is fantastic. The first one was from Diane, was struggling with availability in the summer months, taking tours in the summer holidays. Do you have any tips for kind of getting around that? I mean, what would be your advice there?
I mean, look, we do have some tours. I mean, you may have noticed from those slides, which are like taken from pages in the brochure, actually, that we do show you when those tours go. Now, some of the tours don't go in the summer, just simply because it's too hot. Customer feedback and just the price from the suppliers as well is just shoots up. However, we do have some tours in the summer, so I would say have a look in our brochure. You could flick through it really, really quickly because you have got that really handy guide at the top, and it shows you which ones do travel. And I think it's like anything, isn't it? It's just planning ahead. If I think Diane has said that she's got clients that are teachers, so they have got that, that window. So yeah, have a look, make some few suggestions to them, and just tell them to get in there early.
Yeah, definitely get in early. And can I just add on that? We do have some late availability as well. So we are posting lates on our Facebook pages and also sending them through as well. And we can email those out to you. So it's not all sold out. So we have got pockets as well. But yeah, definitely book early.
Fantastic, thank you. And Helen has asked about an age bracket. Do you have a kind of a lower level of, and what's it called? What's the youngest member of traveller that could come on one of your tours?
Yeah, do you want to take that one, Bev? I'll answer it.
So we don't have. Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
We don't have a lower or upper age limit at all. But to be realistic, most of our customers are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. So, we are very flexible. We are on some of the tours, you will find there is a younger demographic as well. But yeah, to answer your question, there is no set age limit on it really, but you do have to be an adult.
Fantastic. Okay. Jenny's asking about the city taxes in Venice. Now, I did do a quick Google of this while I was off camera, and it's looking at it's about £4.30 per person. Is that something that Riviera pays for the customer, or the customer would pay themselves?
We would include anything like that.
You'd
We
include
include
it.
all taxes like we do with the luggage. We would include city tax as well.
Okay, fantastic. And Simone has asked about Riviera reps and when they meet customers. Are they meeting customers in the UK airports or the arrival airport? So, Beverly, shall I come to you?
Yeah, that's great. So they're actually that's why we keep the price point down, basically. So the Riviera tour manager will be meeting people at the destination point. So that is on that is on all of our tours, both classic and signature. However, if you're booking a solo tour, you will travel out with a representative and be met at the airport as well for check-in, etc.
Okay, brilliant. Jane has raised a good point here about mobility ratings. Do you have kind of which tours would be easier, moderate, or hard? Maybe some clients might struggle with walking or need to walk at a slower pace. Some of them might have mobility challenges. Do you have any way that agents would be able to categorise the tours there? Don't mind. Claire, should I come back to you?
I think there's going to be some that are easy, and obviously the walking discovery is going to be for the more abled and adventurous. I would say there are some that require more walking than others. Just give our team a call. We've got a trade team. They're very easy to get hold of, and ask them the questions. We don't have it graded in the brochure as such, but they can certainly advise in terms of mobility.
And we have a mobility wheel, don't we, Claire? So when you phone up, the agents will go through a mobility wheel. It's just really important. It's very difficult at times, I know, for you to get the exact information from your customers so that they are answering those questions really honestly. And we will help then as much as we can to get the best tour for them. And we'll also be able to say, how much walking will be involved on a particular day. So they've got all that detail. Obviously, we can't put it all in the brochure or on the website, but we do have that to hand for you as well.
Okay, brilliant. Helen is asking about the rail holidays in the chat and where she can find more information out about them on the website.
There's actually a section on the website. Yes. So when you go onto the website and you sort of hover over escorted touring, there'll be a drop down and there'll be a link that says rail holidays. Or if for any of the tours, when you go into the website, there's like what we call a burger menu. If you go onto that, there's a search bar. And if you just put in any keywords in there, so if you put rail holidays, or if you know the destination, the country, put in the country, and it will bring up a whole list of tours that we have in that destination. But yeah, the links are there in the website.
Fantastic. Thank you. We've also got Janet coming back to age again, just quickly. Do you know what the average age of customers on your European tours? Do you know what that would be, just to give the ballpark of if they're trying to pair their clients with like-minded on a like-minded traveller tour? What would be the average age? Do you know?
I would say between sort of 55, 65.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, but that as a ballpark.
Fantastic, thank you. Okay, so we've got a couple more minutes. I was wondering, is it possible to book out a signature tour for a large group? So say you've got a maximum group size of 22, I think it was, from memory. Would it be possible if you've got a group of 22 to kind of book that out and have it as a kind of private tour almost?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. We've got group offers as well, so we can. If this depends on how many places you've got, we can give away free places. But yeah, absolutely, we can give them their own private tour if there's a group of that sort of size.
But again, we would just say try and get that in as soon as possible, and then we'll put that through to the lovely Darren Mussel in our office, and he will then put it all together. But like anything, the most notice we have, the better, isn't it, Claire? Really, for that. But we can 100%, do it, as a separate group.
Yeah, again, it depends on the tour as well. If it's one of our top selling tours, we're going to have better availability, better with the hotels. So, but yeah, time's great. The more time we've got, the more we have to plan it, but certainly possible.
Yeah, and I assume you'd be able to tell agents if a tour is filled up with, say, a 20 person group, and then maybe got a couple that wants to book onto it as well, they would be
God,
notified.
Yeah, that's it. And sometimes we get like we might get groups of 10, 12 people. Now we can't do a tour for just 10, 12 people, but we can certainly put them onto a tour, but then we would kind of make them aware there'll be other people and vice versa on that. Yeah.
Okay, great. And I'm just gonna throw you one final question, one each. What is your favorite signature experience in Europe? If you had to pick one to do, what would you pick? Beverly, should I come to you first?
Oh, there's so many, to be honest. So I've changed my mind actually whilst having another look. So I think I'd go for the gondola ride because I would like to sing one cornetto, even if only in my own head.
Fantastic. And Claire, what about yours?
For me, it would be probably going up to the countryside, and where you've got to go to an Italian farmhouse, and you have a rustic lunch with a beautiful setting and wine tasting with the locals. Yeah, I'd love to do that.
We've actually just had one more sneak in from Jenny there. Are all the tours guaranteed? Are they guaranteed departures for the tours? Yeah.
Guarantee, yes, they are. Yeah, I say that. I mean, there's sometimes, some things might happen beyond our control in terms of airlines. So we would always look at that and then we would move. We'd contact the agent and change the dates over to the nearest availability. So.
And that's right. As Claire said, a lot of them do have, our most popular tours have lots of dates very close to each other as well. So usually if, for example, one wasn't selling, which isn't usually the case, we would then, be able to offer a date very close to that one as well. But it's very, very rare.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much. It's 10:31, so we've stuck an extra minute in there. But yeah, it's great time to move on to the next session now. And agents, don't forget to answer the question in the Pulse tab for the chance to win place in the fam trip. And let's now take a look at your worldwide tours. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, everybody.
Thanks.